Sorrow is a universal aspect of life, a thread woven into the human tapestry. It is an undeniable truth that grief and hardship will touch every heart, a shadow that falls on all. Many who enjoy moments of joy or indulge in temporary pleasures today, laughter ringing, cups raised, will find themselves weighed down by sorrow tomorrow. A sudden shift from light to dark, like a silent, swift force. Sorrow can pierce the heart, a dagger unseen, diminishing joy that once glowed bright, crushing hopes that soared high, and shattering plans carefully laid. In the aftermath, the wounded soul reflects deeply on life, a mirror turned inward, seeking meaning and understanding amid the ruins. In the darkest moments of sorrow, people often come closest to discovering deeper truths, a light glimpsed through the cracks when long-held dreams collapse in an instant, a house of cards in the wind, when fleeting pleasures vanish without warning, a mist burned away, the spirit, overwhelmed and lost, seeks refuge in something lasting, something eternal, a rock to cling to, and longs for peace beyond the turmoil, a shore beyond the waves. It is said that those who mourn are blessed, a paradox of grace, and it is also true that great suffering can lead to profound bliss. A flower born from thorns. These words express the truth that sorrow can be a guide and a purifier, a hand that leads through the dark. Sorrow is not the final chapter of life, not a tomb sealed shut. It leads the soul through the depths and into peace, a passage to the light. For after sorrow, joy and tranquility await, a dawn after the longest night. To those seeking the truth and striving to overcome their own weaknesses and passions, pride that blinds, lust that binds, sorrow will visit you at times, a guest unbidden. As long as there is any trace of ego left, a whisper of me, temptations will arise, shadows that test, and the veil of illusion will cloud your vision, a haze that breeds suffering and unrest. When the weight of sorrow presses upon your spirit, heavy as stone, accept it as part of your journey, a chapter, not the book. Pass through the darkness with courage, a flame held high, knowing that nothing happens without reason, and that everything contributes to your growth. A seed planted in the dark soil, as the poet reminds us, steady and sure. Nothing can keep what belongs to me from me. A promise etched in time. In life, the light and the dark are both yours, a balance of sun and shadow. When troubles surround you, clouds gathering thick, when plans fail, a bridge burned, when friends turn away, their backs cold, when those who once praised you now criticize, voices sharp, or when you are forced to say goodbye to a loved one, a thread cut too soon, remember that you are in your own moment of transformation, a chrysalis in the quiet. The cup of suffering is yours to bear, bitter though it may be, but bear it with grace, a strength that does not falter. In the darkest hour, no prayer will offer quick relief, no sudden hand from the sky. Only patience, strength, and acceptance will guide you through, lanterns on the path, At times, when sorrow has brought you to your lowest point, knees bent in the dust, and you find no comfort, no answer to your cries, a silence that deafens, you may begin to realize that sorrow has a deeper purpose, a hidden gift. It prepares you for the path of self-mastery, forge that tempers the soul, for it is through such trials that the spirit is honed, sharpened to a fine edge. With this realization, you are ready to renounce selfish desires, grasping hands unclenched, to purify your heart, a stream washed clean, and to cultivate the strength of character that comes from within, a fire kindled in the deep by embracing the cause of your suffering, which lies within your own heart, resentments held, fears nursed. You will learn to stand firm, a tree rooted deep, instead of seeking sympathy, a balm from others. You will offer it freely to those around you, a gift given without cost. No longer will you repeat the cycle of sin and regret, a wheel that spins in vain, but you will cultivate wisdom and kindness, a garden tended with care, always striving to act with integrity that holds, compassion that heals, and strength that lifts. In time, you will rise above sorrow, wings breaking free of the cocoon. The light of truth will illuminate your mind, a sun rising within, and you will come to understand peace and fulfillment, a harbor found after the storm. You will begin to see the interconnectedness of all things, a web that binds the stars, perceiving the universal order that governs the cosmos, a rhythm that hums beneath all. As you align with this law, personal suffering dissipates, a mist burned away, and the greater, all-encompassing will of the universe fills your heart, a tide that lifts all boats. In this state, you transcend ego, a shell shed, and find unity with all beings, a chorus joined in song. Your sorrow dissolves in the joy of the greater truth, a drop lost in the ocean. Through your experiences, as you fully embrace the sorrow that exists in every human heart, a shared ache, you will cultivate divine compassion, a love that knows no bounds. This compassion will heal your wounds, a salve for the cuts, dry your tears, a cloth for the weeping, and guide you to a life of peace, free from the sting of sorrow, a calm that settles deep. The crucible of suffering leads to a transformation, a fire that refines, and after the trials, the transfiguration occurs, a new form born from the ashes. True freedom from sorrow comes not by avoiding pain, a flight from the real, but by moving through it with wisdom and grace, a journey walked with steady feet. Always remember, in the midst of suffering, there is a world of truth waiting to be discovered, a treasure buried in the dark. Redemption is always within reach, a hand extended to all. The troubled can find peace, a stilling of the storm. The impure can become pure, a cleansing of the soul, and healing awaits those with broken hearts, a mending of the torn. The weak will find strength, a staff to lean upon, and the downtrodden will rise with renewed glory, a crown reclaimed from the dust.